Alright, you are back with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. Brush your teeth, kids, because you don't want fucked up teeth. This is a public service announcement. Just fucking brush your teeth. Go to the dentist. Do whatever you need to do, because you don't want to end up like fucking Uncle Boyle. I've got another fucking toothache brewing. I can feel it coming, and it's a tooth that has a cap on it as well. There's no nerve in it, so there's no reason it should be fucking hurting. But every time I bite down on it, it's fucked. Not only that, one of my front teeth are fucked now, and the other bridge I have on the other side, that's always been sore since I had it in. Like, it's not sore all the time, but when I chew down on certain things, it fucking hurts, like steak. If anything else goes fucking wrong with my teeth, I'm gonna just rip them out. That would be a load off my fucking mind. Anyway, today I got sent in a question from one of the listeners. And honestly, there is nothing I love better than imparting a little bit of my wisdom down to the people. Down to the plebs. I'm like Socrates. I'm like an Australian Socrates. Nah, I'm more than Socrates. I'm like Plato and Socrates put together. In the one person. And now my piano playing's getting a little bit better too. I can play the fucking 12-bar blues very slowly. So in the not too distant future, I could be Platehoven. Oh, it really wasn't worth it. That wasn't worth it. I know it wasn't. It's one of those jokes that in your head sound fucking great, and then you jump on stage and you're like, oh, fuck. I miscalculated that. But anyway, back to my question. So this was sent in by one of the listeners. It was sent in by my man out there somewhere in the US, Lane Stoltzfus. I don't know how else that could be pronounced. Stoltzfus. Lane. Anyway, cheers Lane for sending us in a question. I love getting the questions. If you want to send in a question for Platehoven, just hit me up on social media. I'm Boyle Comedy, Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Send it through. Okay, so Lane sent this in. Just talking to my wife about my mother that lives with us. There's your first problem. I'm white and my wife is Haitian. My mother has made comments before about not dating outside her race. Does it make you a racist if you wouldn't date outside your race? So does it make you racist if you wouldn't date outside your own race? It doesn't necessarily make you racist, it just makes you a fucking idiot. There is nothing dumber than dating someone of your own race. That's just like fucking dating a sister or a cousin or something. How far removed are you really from other white people? There is no advantage at all. All the advantages comes with mixing race. For a kickoff, let's look at all the countries that don't intermix racially. Let's look at India. My wife's Indian, and it was very difficult culturally for us to get together because Indians only like to marry other Indians. It's changing ever so slightly now because there's so many fucking Indians overseas. But generally, they don't even like to mix outside of caste. So you can just be a fucking Indian and you want to marry another Indian, and then they have to check what caste you are, and if you're not the right caste, they won't marry you. So there's been a little bit of an inbreeding program happening in India for the last, 5,000 years. And what the result of that is, when you go to India, there's about 1.3 billion people there, and I would say maybe 17 or 18 are good looking. I don't mean 17 or 18 million, I mean like actually 17. There might be a few more, but if you're walking around the streets, it's not like you're going, wow, marrying your cousin's really paid off here. And there's going to be anomalies everywhere, like there are beautiful Indians. Of course there is. The same with the Greeks. The Greeks do not like interracial marriage. And look what happened to them. Yeah, every now and then you get a fucking Mark Philippoussis. But on the whole, on the average, you're getting fucking conned down at the souvlaki store, sweating into your lamb gyros. I've got a lot of Coptic Egyptian friends. They're a Christian community, a small Egyptian Christian community. I don't know, they're probably fucking 100,000 or 2 million or something. They're probably big. But on the whole, they are the ugliest human beings I've ever seen in my entire life. I mean, they're in Egypt and they have not bred outside the Coptic community since Jesus. And do you know what happens when you do that? You end up with short, stumpy people. And the only way you can tell the sexes apart is one's bald and one's got long hair. Otherwise, they're identical. And when you interracially breed, I've said it before, your kids are going to be fucking good looking. It's 100%. That's science. And the parents don't have to be good looking. Like my kid is a 9 out of 10. 100%. That's objectively speaking. Why would you want to take the risk of fucking someone in your own race like two whiteys and end up with someone like me? That is a risky game of fucking Russian roulette you're playing there. You want to be dating people as far apart as you can possibly get. Opposite sides of the world. You want different languages. You don't want your families to be able to speak to each other. You don't want to be able to communicate with your wife's family, and your wife doesn't want to be able to communicate with your family. That is ideal. Do people not understand that? I sit there at dinners and everyone's talking and I say nothing and no one cares. No one tries to include me and I don't try and be included. I'm just out. Then you got little shit like the different cuisines. Like every now and then I'll burn a chicken and dry out some potatoes and feed it to my wife, and she'll cook me like a biryani with chicken 65, a masala, dal, some pani puri, really feast it up. And when you go on holidays to see the in-laws, you get to go fucking overseas. You can just dump kids there and then just fuck off yourself instead of going 2 doors down to see your annoying mum who's trying to give you like 45 lemons. Fuck off with your lemons. But your mum's on the couch, so yeah, you really didn't get the advantage of that. And that's just some of the micro advantages of dating interracially. The macro ones, it's world peace. I've said it before, hand jobs against hate or hand jobs for humanity. The more hand jobs you can give and receive from people of different ethnicities, different races, different colors, different countries, the more we learn about each other, the more we can build a better world. Hand jobs against hate or hand jobs for humanity. I'm going to make some t-shirts. But yes, it is racist. And this is going to sound controversial, but every single other race in the entire world is more racist than white people. White people are the least racist people in the world. Put your hands together, white people. Congratulate yourself. Because I don't know if you've seen how other races treat each other. It ain't fucking pretty. If you're black in India, you might as well move back to the deep south in the 1920s. The Chinese call themselves the superior race on earth. That's what they call themselves. And they're racist against everyone. Chinese are racist against Japanese. Chinese are racist against Indonesians. I'm like, if you three stood in a fucking lineup, I would think you're all Korean. I wouldn't have a fucking clue. That's like me being racist against an English cunt and an Irish cunt. It's like, what am I doing? Everyone is racist. Every single country is racist. From fucking Vanuatu to Russia, everyone thinks they're the superior race. And I'm telling you this right now, you're not, because fucking Australians are. Even black people in Africa are killing albinos. Can you believe that? And I'm dead against that. Support the albinos in Africa. It's an atrocity. But in conclusion, all I can say is the more you fuck outside your race, outside your community, outside your street, outside your city, outside your country, outside your color, the better the world becomes. You become smarter, you learn things from that culture. You get to say shit like, I got a hand job off a Muslim girl from Brunei to your mates, and your mates are like, wow, he's really open-minded, that guy. So yes, it is racist, but it really only gets called racist when white people do it. Alright, that's it for me tonight. Thanks for sending that in. If you're enjoying the podcast, give it a share around with your friends, and I'll see you the fuck later.